Sziasztok, kedves nyelvtanulók, angolosok, vizsgára készülők, vizsgára nem készülő, de lelkes nyelvgyakorlók. Mindenkit mindig szeretettel köszöntök az angol és francia óráimon. A mai órán ismét íráskészségfejlesztéssel fogunk foglalkozni. Hát nyilván ez egy vizsgaspecifikus készülődés, de azoknak is mindig hasznos lehet, akik nem készülnek vizsgára, de már például van egy munkahelyük, és szívesen átismételnék egy kicsit a dolgokat. Miért fontos nekünk ennyire az íráskészségfejlesztés, hogy immáron talán a 4. videómat csinálom ebben a témában? Hát például az, hogy az érettségin ez az a vizsgarész, ahol a leginkább, a legszubjektívebb az alkotásod, amit majd beadsz, és erre lehet a legtöbb pontszámot elérni középszinten. 33 pont jár rá. Összesen 2 fogalmazást kell megírni, ezen kívül nagyon rövid idő van rá, 60 perc. 60 perc alatt 2 olyan fogalmazást kell beadni, amiben azért toppon van valamelyest a nyelvtan, szókincs, téma logikusan van levezetve, és hát megéri ezzel többet foglalkozni. Ugye nyilván az lesz ebben sikeres, aki előre készül rá. Foglalkoztunk már azzal, hogy mik a Task 1 típusú fogalmazásokban a tipikus, hát mondjam azt, hogy tipikus hiba lehetőségek, inkább azzal foglalkoztunk, hogy lehet ezt kikerülni, mire készüljünk. Foglalkoztunk a hosszabb, a Task 2 típusú fogalmazásokkal is, foglalkoztunk azzal, hogy mi az a bekezdés, hogyan kell bekezdést szerkeszteni. A mai órán a mondatszórend, word order, amivel foglalkozni fogunk. Azért választottam ezt a témát, mert évek óta én is részt veszek a középszintű érettségi javításban, és többek között ezen a területen nagyon sok zavaró hibát tapasztaltam. Előre bocsátom, én azért nem vagyok ilyen hibakereső ember. De nyilván, aki érettségén vizsgáztat, javító tanár, annak muszáj jeleznie, hogy hát bocs, de ez hiba, és erre nem tudok pontot adni. Ugyanakkor a való életben azért mindig arra biztatom a diákokat, hogy a hibáiktól ne féljenek, akkor tudunk fejlődni, hogyha nekiindulunk, próbálkozunk, ejtünk hibákat, tanulunk belőle és tovább lépünk. Mindenki hibázhat, még én is, sajnos, de azért próbálok tenni ellene, nyilván, de nem kell félni a hibáinktól, viszont ha már egyszer egy vizsgára készülünk, vagy ha kifejezetten az a célunk, hogy azért a nyelvi tudásunkat pontosítsuk, csiszolgassuk, akkor érdemes 1-2 dolgot megtanulni, utána nézni, begyakorolni. A mondatszórend az egy olyan, most ez egy nagyon érdekes dolog, hogy pont ebben a témában csinálok videót, és elég sok szabályt fel fogok sorolni. És fontos, hogy megnézzük, hogy még ezek a szabályok, mégis a helyzet az, hogy nem úgy tanulunk meg valamit, hogy bemagoljuk a szabályt, és utána majd nagyon jól fogjuk alkalmazni. Ez így nem igazán működik. Ha valakinek működik, jelentkezzen, az nálam is jobban csinálja. Nem ez a természetes módja a nyelvtanulásnak, mégis jó megnézni, hogy tudatosuljon bennük, hogy ez a szabály. Ahhoz, hogy tényleg menjen a dolog, hogy fejlődjünk, és mondjuk, hogy ahhoz, hogy egy hónap múlva már magasabb színvonalú fogalmazást tudjon egy diák beadni a tanárának, mint 1 hónappal ezelőtt, vagy 2 hónappal ezelőtt, ahhoz érdemes gyakorolni. Nagyon fontos, hogy sokat olvassatok angolul, akkor rögzül a helyes angol mondatszórend, nézzetek értelmes filmeket, hanganyagokat hallgassatok angolul, és egész egyszerűen rá fog állni a fületek. All right, let's switch into English. It's high time we started to speak in English, okay? Now, the basic word order in English is what we call subject, verb, object is SVO. When we study about texts, sentences, and word order, it's really important that you know, guys, what is a noun, a verb, an adjective, an adverb, prepositions and auxiliary verbs, okay? Subject, verb, and object. Subject is alany. Verb, a predicate, állítmány. And object az a tárgy. Okay? I write a simple sentence for you, okay? I like English. Very good, very basic. Everybody knows this, okay? Subject, verb, object. Okay. And then what I mentioned to you is noun, főnév, verb, ige, adjective, melléknév, adverb, határozó, okay? There are some auxiliary verbs in a sentence. And prepositions and other things that might appear in a sentence. It's very important that we are able to differentiate, okay? So subject, verb, object, that's the basic. If we are here, let me clear up one thing that I always find in essays. When some students would like to write, én nagyon szeretem. And they just write, I very like. Well, basically, don't say that. I like English very much, okay? We put very much at the end of a sentence. I very like is Hungarian. It's not in English, okay? I like English very much. If this is the only thing that you learn today, it is worth already doing, because I found it many times in essay, but from now on, I won't find it. You will write it in the correct way. Good. Word order in negative sentences. We all know about it, but it can be tricky if you don't revise the different tenses. There are some tenses, for example, the past simple. I say, yesterday, I went shopping. In this sentence, you don't have an auxiliary verb. I went shopping. And when you want to make the negative, and you just forgot about it, how to ask, how to say a negative sentence in the past simple, some students just solve this problem by inserting not somewhere in the sentence, like I not went. Don't forget, everybody, that when you form the negative, I didn't go, okay? I didn't go shopping yesterday. And this is the reason why it's a very good idea to revise grammar, revise the tenses. But more important is that you revise example sentences with that grammar. That will help you to remember better, okay? For example, I do not speak Japanese, so I speak Japanese and I don't speak Japanese, right? If we have a tense like present perfect, the thing is easier because I say, for example, I have seen Jane this morning. How to form the negative? I haven't seen Jane. So haven't is already in the sentence. You just have to use it in the negative form. I have seen, I haven't seen. Revise grammar, tenses. Okay, here we are with the time expressions. It's very important to know that the time expressions like tomorrow, yesterday, 3 days ago, 3 years ago, they usually come at the beginning or at the end of a sentence. I will tell you all about it tomorrow. Okay? There are a lot of words and then tomorrow. Or you can start with tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will tell you all about it. Okay? It's possible. Or I met Tony 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I met Tony. It also depends on what you would like to focus in a sentence. Now, there are adverbs of frequency. They seem like a time adverbial, but they behave differently. Like we call them adverbs of frequency, how often you do something. For this, I need to draw a complete table on the whiteboard for you guys. This is going to be pure grammar, really dry, but it's going to be useful. Sometimes we need to clear up things this way, okay? We don't learn effectively if we only base our knowledge on just studying grammar, but grammar is not our enemy, okay? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hope I will have enough space here. We have the subject here. I put here the auxiliary verb, okay? Auxiliary. And then comes the adverb of frequency. I put here frequency so that you can read better. Main verb. And object or place or time, anything, okay? So there are different possibilities. For example, I often go swimming in the evening. In the evening, okay? This is the time. So you can see often comes in front of the main verb, right? Another sentence. He doesn't always play tennis. This sentence contains an auxiliary verb. He doesn't always play tennis. Yeah. Right. We have the adverb of frequency before the verb and after the auxiliary verb. But the easiest way is just to see like auxiliary, adverb, main verb, etc. He doesn't always play tennis, okay? I often go swimming in the evening. Another example, we are usually here in summer. We are usually here in summer. Okay. We are usually here in summer. Although I do think that are is a main verb or has the role of a main verb in this, so it's a tricky thing. But everything changes many times with the verb of be. When the be is the main verb, things change. Just think of past simple forms, okay? I often go swimming in the evening. He doesn't always play tennis, and we are usually here in the summer. I have never been abroad. I have never been abroad. Okay. So again, subject, auxiliary, adverb of frequency, main verb, and place. It's very, very useful if you read aloud. Make yourself hear, expose yourself to the language, and this will help you speak better and more correctly. Okay? Adverbs can come at the front, at the end, or in the middle of a sentence. There are examples when the placement of an adverb doesn't change the meaning at all. Let me put some examples on the whiteboard. I hope you had time to just contemplate or copy maybe. So I hope you don't mind if I clean the whiteboard. The word order is always very tricky when we talk about adverbs, because in many other cases it's sort of evident how to use words in a sentence. Adverbs can have different placements, and well, this is what makes it a little bit tricky, but we can still practice. Suddenly, I ran to the door. at the front. I suddenly ran to the door. Okay? I ran to the door suddenly. Good. Well, the placement of some adverbs in the sentence leads to great changes in the meaning, okay? Let me show you an example. Only I love you. Okay, what does it mean? Only I love you. Which means nobody else loves you, only I love you. And if I write, I love only you, that's different. I love only you, or I love you only. And these two sentences mean that I don't love anybody else. I love you only. Okay? But this one means when we place only at the beginning of the sentence, this means only I love you. Okay? I can't repeat enough. You need to read a lot. You need to use the language so that you might get aware of these meanings. But it's not difficult. Now, adverbs of manner. In Hungarian, we could say módhatározó. After the verb or after the object. She sings well. She sings the song well. Okay? She sings loudly. She sings the song loudly. Put it here. She sings well. She sings the song well. Right? So, an adverb of manner cannot separate the main verb of its direct object. And if we are here, what does it mean, direct object and indirect object? Direct object is what we call in Hungarian tárgy, a mondat tárgya. In direct object, I could say részes eset, okay? So for example, I give you the book, and you is an indirect object, because in Hungarian I say odaadom neked a könyvet, valakinek a részére. So that's an indirect object. Ha én éneklek egy dalt, az a tárgy. That's the direct object of a verb, okay? She sings well, she sings the song well. Things change if there is a preposition in the sentence. So the preposition might come before the verb's object, and before the preposition, before the verb, or after the object, okay? So if there is a preposition before the verb's object, let me put a sentence on the blackboard. She listened secretly to their conversation. And I clean the whiteboard. There are a lot of things here, but once we are ready with this, I think it will be easier to write sentences with the correct word order. And anyway, we really need to be careful about word order, because if we make huge mistakes in that field, our text might be so confusing that the teacher might not be able to decipher what we mean. Okay, so word order is important. Okay, if there's a preposition, the adverb can come before the preposition, before the verb, or after the object. She listened secretly to their conversation. Right. We can say she secretly listened to their conversation. Okay? She listened to their conversation secretly. Conversation secretly. So here we are. Before the preposition, before the verb, or after the object. Okay? The same example. He climbed weakly out of bed. He weakly climbed out of bed, and he climbed out of bed weakly. Right. Adverbs of degree, they are usually placed before the adjective or adverb or verb that they modify, okay? Adverbs of degree. That's a different thing. So, she's totally finished. She's totally finished. She's a perfectly happy girl. Perfectly happy girl. And one more. He is extremely tired. Oh. Okay, so basically these are adverbs of degree. How much is she happy? At what level is he tired? How much is he tired? She's totally finished. This modifies this adjective here, finished. She's finished. She's totally finished. Okay? She's a perfectly happy girl. Okay? Perfectly happy. How happy is she? Perfectly happy. And he is extremely tired. I'm not going to deal with the order of adjectives in a sentence. This is a long topic. Maybe I will deal with it surely in another video. I need to mention question word orders. And again, at this point, you need to revise the tenses. Because I could write a whole lot of questions on the whiteboard, but basically you need way more examples. If you look in the book and you look up the tenses that you learned, it's very important because the question word order, it's completely different from the affirmative. In Hungarian, we don't have question word order, or we have, but we don't need to use it because intonation helps, okay? But in English, there is no conjugation of verbs, so you need to use question word order. And there are a lot of auxiliary verbs that you need to remember to use correctly. I will read out some questions because I always give you example sentences. Do you do regular workout? Do you do auxiliary verb, you do main verb, so two do's in a sentence. Do you do regular workout? Have you ever been to Morocco? What were you doing this time yesterday? And then there are questions without question word order, and there are questions, a lot of questions with question words. There are questions without question words. Yes or no questions, what we call, and there are the WH questions. They contain a question word at the beginning, and sometimes those question words include 2 or 3 different words. Like, for example, how long does it take you to get to school? How long does it take you to get to school? How much time? This is a question word. How much time do you need to finish your French homework? So it's really needed to revise. I would like to refer back to a video that I made about writing, the task 1 type of essay writing, which includes indirect questions. Here, I was talking about direct questions with question word order. And don't forget to revise indirect questions, which use normal word order, those are polite questions, okay? And you can find it in a previous video. And finally, I would like to finish with cleft sentences. Why are cleft sentences important? Well, we need some ways to give emphasis to different parts of our sentences. And one way is to use cleft sentences. Cleft means divided into two, okay? For example, Joe ate the cake. That's a simple sentence, and I would like to emphasize that it wasn't me who ate the cake, it was Joe, okay? Because if I just very simply write Joe ate the cake, it's a simplistic sentence, it can mean anything, and we would like to sound more sophisticated, then we add emphasis here. It was Joe. It was Joe who ate the cake. Okay, Joe ate the cake. Some people say ate, okay. The boys started the fight, but if I want to emphasize the boys and not us, the girls, then I say it was the boys. It was the boys who started the fight. It is the secretary that I wish to thank. It was my mother who taught me how to drive. And we can use the negative. It wasn't the boys who started the fight. It wasn't on Monday that I called you. Okay, so all in all, I really encourage you to revise word order because the rules might help you, might raise your awareness of grammar. It can be useful. Some people just need some help with grammar, and after that they will listen to videos and read a lot and don't care about grammar. Just they need this kind of security. Have a look at it. Why is it like that? But again, I repeat that you need to use the language. You need to deal with it on a daily basis. Read articles. Watch short videos on YouTube, for example, Easy English. There are a lot of videos like English Second Language Learning. And this will help you improve your writing as well. The best thing, if it comes instinctively, okay? Thank you very much for your attention. I wish you good luck with all your exams and all your real-life situations as well. Goodbye.